To me, it made no sense. And still to this day, it makes no sense to me. It's just something as a catalyst, which is no different than every retail concept out there. It's overbought, so therefore it must go higher. Wrong. I lost lots of money. I lost fortunes buying oversold conditions in RSI and bullish divergence after bullish divergence. And I did not understand as a 20-year-old that the market was simply going lower. I completely resisted it. I was in denial. I said, no, it's oversold. Every time these two lines go below that level, it makes a short-term low. Even if it only goes up a little bit, I could probably make a little bit of money. And I argued with myself. I reasoned with myself that these archaic principles, which is retail concepts, is going to finally work in my hands if I just keep sticking to it. And I stuck to it until the accounts were blown. What changed? What changed in my perception about price action? I stopped demanding to be right about what I thought was going to happen. And that's a very, very expensive lesson. It's very expensive because they're you to lay down your presuppositions about what you think the market's going to do because of your ego or your fear. Those two things right there are in the way of everything that you're trying to do. Not me hiding something, not teaching you, perfectly or short, right to the point. I'm doing lectures like that right now, and I'm still getting complaints. Still getting complaints. I'm going right to the point, just like that. The charts are made up for you. Annotations are explained in detail. I'm doing all of the annotations that you would be expected to do to show you that this is what you should have been doing all along. And this is the bare minimum approach of doing it. If you're really being diligent about it, you're going to have multiple time frames and you're doing the same thing. That's why I teach you to have one pet market. Be a specialist. And I learned that from Larry Williams, but I didn't get to the point I was saying. The guy said, can you put all this stuff that you use to make a lot of your money in a book? And he said, it's too good for the book. This stuff's too good for a book. And that's what I felt. That's what I felt in 1998 when I had 1,000 people in my internet relay chat room that were literally sitting there with a check or a credit card in hand, ready to give me whatever I asked for. And I didn't want to do it because it was too good to share. I had students literally coming to my home on Monday nights. Think about that. You all want that experience, right? I would order pizza. We would watch wrestling afterwards, but I would teach them, I'd coach them. And I loved it. And even then, in the pit of my stomach, this gnawing little voice saying, and it wasn't God, obviously, it was Satan, but he was saying, this is too good to tell them. Don't tell them. It's yours. Keep it. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. And there, in the beginning, I tried to be selfish with it. And you know what happened? It stopped working in my hands. Not because they challenged the algorithm, not because I didn't know how to trade, but because I wasn't doing what it was supposed to be done once it was given to me. And I also stopped understanding and knew things were not given to me. So I had to have a paradigm shift. I had to discover who I really was and lay down selfishness, lay down, it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. And that's what young guys, like most of everyone out there right now, and most of my community is made up of young men that simply just want to be the bad version of ICT. You know, the smack talking, the Stone Cold Steve Austin of trading, that kind of guy, which isn't really who I am. That's not who I am. I'm not the bipolar guy. I'm not the angry guy. I'm not the person that's always looking for something to, drum up drama with. But I've done all those things in the past that garner attention because I knew if I got you here long enough to listen, I'd hook you for life. Because I know how these markets work. I know how they book. how they're going to book in perpetuity. They're not going to change the way they've been doing this. Before electronic trading existed, a group of men sat there and they manipulated the markets just like this. It wasn't as perfect. It wasn't to the tick all the time, but it was generally the same principles of market making. And listen, I understand that not all of you and your favorite mentor is going to hear something like that. You'll take a sound clip and say, listen to this guy. It's been happening in the past before. But none of these champions ever came here to debunk what it was, because I can call it live. They won't do that. They won't be able to tell you right to the tick. I got my students that can do it. I can literally just take a step back and say, you know, here's two of my top students right now. And they can simply just do what they learned from me and cancel all the arguments. But when I step out here, what I'm trying to showcase is control. Number one, self-control, and control over your expectations about when you should be participating in the marketplace. It was wonderful not doing anything with trading, nothing for a couple months, nothing with social media. I detoxed. I feel like I'm a different person right now. I feel grounded. I feel ready to be a grandfather. I feel ready to pursue the next chapters in my life. And my health has never been as good as it is right now. Like, my resting heart rate is 55. My blood pressure is 110/60. I sleep 6 to 8 hours a night now. And I spent my entire life doing 4 hours on, be up for a little while, 4 hours again, and wherever I needed a nap, I'd do it. But in my 50s, something shifted, something changed. And I had to make changes. Well, that's the same thing you're going to have. You're going to have these shifts in your development as a trader. And sometimes you might have, for instance, it might be a specific approach that you learned from me. But somehow something's changing in you. And it's called growth, really what it is. But you may be feeling like you're outgrowing it, or you need a new twist or tweak of it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Explore other things, other PD arrays, because it'll make you a well-rounded trader. For instance, take a look at what we've done over the last 2 weeks. I've spoke about a concept that I learned was very difficult when I was coming up. When the stock market and the index averages were making all-time highs, nobody knew what to do with it. We were all trying to sell short. We were all expecting the market to crash. Man, this thing's got to crash. It's been going up and going up and going up all through the 90s. We had that little bit of a blip in 2000 Y2K scare, which was really one of the biggest buying opportunities. But I was in there feeling fear and trepidation, because what if it really did happen? What if all the computers simply just turn off everything? The market's going to open up, 1,000 points lower. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be horrible, because I had an infantile understanding about the marketplace. I don't have that now. A lot of you don't have that now, because you've experienced seeing the market through the lens of someone with over 30 years of experience seeing things. I saw market crashes. I've seen the tech bubble. I've seen everything. I've seen all of it. Now we all learned through a pandemic, scamdemic, fake stuff that they're all trying to keep you distracted from what they just did to us in 2020 and a couple years through that. All these things I told you in private mentorship that you laughed at me and said these things were never going to happen. I told you beef prices were going to be so astronomically overpriced. You got to prepare for all that stuff. I told you everything was going to be expensive. I told you the metal market was going to go through the roof. There it is. It's happened. And I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. And if you don't buckle down and take this serious, you're going to miss the opportunity to breadwin when you're going to need it. As long as the markets are available to us And I believe there's a time coming when we won't be able to do that. Over in UK, they have an idea they're trying to push, digital ID. You can't work unless you get this. And they're trying to push to get it through their parliament, their time in parliament. You know what that sounds like to me? Revelation chapter 13. Unless you have the mark, you can't buy or sell, which means you can't eat. You don't think it's going to be easy or difficult for them to say, you have to have these things, these documents, this mode of identification for you to participate in speculation in the marketplace. If I'm still here and that happens, I won't be trading. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I've done enough. But maybe you haven't done enough yet. So it's a call to action. It's a call to stir you up to be diligent about this. It doesn't mean get out there and start betting heavy, putting everything on trades and try to win the lottery type windfall. It means that you have to take it serious. Keep what you have. Don't risk too much. Using things that I've taught, and hopefully, and I see a lot of these comments all the time. X replies to me and email. I get tons and tons of emails. Can you teach about trade psychology or psychology in a broad scope? Every time I'm talking, that's what I'm doing. And that's why a lot of the younger folks simply don't want to listen. They say, you go on, you rant too much. And when I see that, I delete you. Like I will never, you'll see your post appear in my stuff, but I'm never reading you again. Because what you're showing me is that you're someone that feels entitled. You think you know how to learn and should be taught. Then if you want to be the teacher, teach yourself. Be self-taught. Don't come to me. Don't come to anybody. You're smart enough to figure it out on your own. That's what you're saying when you say things like that. And you're proving that you're impatient. And I'm telling you, if you have those characteristics, you're going to fail. That's an absolute guaranteed model of future failure, and it will tend to repeat because you won't see what you're doing is wrong. You're just going to keep doing it until you figure it out, and you take out your frustrations on people like me that want to spend our time for free, building you up, edifying you, showing you what works and proving that it works, like Swiss timepiece precision, and it costs you nothing but 15 to 18 minutes to listen to a video. And when you do it twice the speed, hey, you can get me telling you how to do in 9 minutes now. And you're getting PDFs made for you. When you learn through frustration, impatience, and pain. That's how you learn. I can't remove that from you. That part's always going to be there. The back testing part of it, the journaling, all that stuff is required. And the people that say it's not are the same people that blow accounts over and over and over again, and they beat their chest and say they're the best in the planet. It's foolishness. It's an oxymoron. Look at me not doing what I say I should be able to do, but it's for entertainment and shock value. That's what everyone's paying attention to right now. That's what everyone's looking at right now. They're all being entertained by people that don't know how to do what they say they're supposed to know how to do. And all I'm trying to do is simply remind you in a mild-mannered way, look right here. Pay attention to that. What does it say to you when price is behaving in that area? I called your attention to it. And then I put the little Harry Potter wands pointing up. And it stopped going lower and went straight up from there. Oh, now I get it. No, you don't. You don't get it. Unless you show up every day, unless you put the work ethic behind it, and you really study and you disarm yourself. What's that mean? What's that mean, Michael? Disarm myself. It means that when you sit down and you're studying price action, you're not demanding that it yields to you and your will. So you can go out and say, I knew it was going to go up here. Look, here's my paper trade, or here's the rectangle boxes I show. This is where that trade would have been if I really took one. but it's really not an execution. When you're doing these things and you're putting it on social media, you're encouraging bad habits in yourself. And you're looking to be validated by people like me, which I will never validate anything like that. Look how many times people have done it. I don't ever put a heart behind that stuff because I know it's a false sense of security. What you're experiencing is if you were going to be right about it going higher, and most of you have a double-minded perspective of price. Okay, if I'm wrong, hypothetically, you, not everyone, but most of you that are brand new or inexperienced, you'll watch price action. You're looking at your price and you're saying, okay, I think it's going to go up to this level here because there's a relative equal high, or it's an old high, so I think they're going to go for that liquidity. But if I'm wrong, it's going to go down to this one here. Now, what you've just done is done the very thing that people that try to sow disinformation say that I do. I always tell you what I'm looking for in direction. But I tell you, if I'm wrong, this is what it's going to look like. And I'm okay with that. I've taught you how to disarm yourself, but you have to disarm yourself in a manner like this. I don't need to be right because I'm studying. I don't need to be right because I'm back testing. I don't need to be right because I'm tape reading. I'm not required to be profitable right now because I'm not risking money. Because the internet is chock full of examples of people getting paid out on these funded account companies. And they're showing you, this is how much my payout is. Show me how many times your credit card's been swiped. How many times did you pay out before you got there? Because it's no different to my friends and family members who go to casino and they, oh, I love it when this happens. $32,000 jackpot. But they've been there every weekend for a year and a half, dropping thousands of dollars, and they're in deficit right now. But they put that out there on the internet because it soothes them. It projects winner mentality. Oh, wow, look at this person. Big got it together. They're lucky. And if people can tell them in responses, wow, way to go, good for you, that helps them get through all the money and time they wasted prior to that. So learning properly is disarming yourself, not expecting that reward, that pat on the back. You'll get that because the experience will be building up in you. That's the pat on, where you're no longer feeling that insatiable desire to go out there and just press a button because, I'm bored. I hate sitting here at this job. This is a dead-end job. I'm in class. This professor literally is boring me. I don't want to do this. I'm paying for a college education that I know that it's not what I want to do, but my parents forced me into this. And now I got all these loans stacking up, or I got a scholarship and I don't want to disappoint them. So you're looking forward to, so what are you going to do? $1, baby. Let's go. You're not learning how to do it properly. You're gambling. You're looking for a distraction. And there's a lot of people out there willing to distract you. I'm trying to get you to focus. I'm trying to narrow your focus down to the things that matter most. So that way your learning curve is shortened to the tempo and duration that I believe is practical, but not all of you are willing to listen to it. Because you have somebody else that's learned from you that's trying to teach you. Somebody else has got a different spin on it. Or they have a conspiracy theory about how I use Andrew's pitchforks in secret, or I use supply and demand and I rebranded it and called it an order block, when none of that logic even holds water. None of the Wyckoff stuff is what I teach. None of it. All these things are meant to discourage you. They're discouraging you. That's all it is. And when I step out here and I try to do my best to say, okay, there's a lot of things I could be talking about. There's a lot of new PD arrays I could be dropping and instilling that new shiny object sensation in all of you, which is a distraction. I'm not trying to distract you. I brought into focus a very specific characteristic in price action that tends to repeat a lot when trading at all-time highs. But I want you to write this down because Many of you probably haven't noticed it yet. The fact that I brought your attention to the candlestick premium and discount wicks and grading them at all-time highs, it's not just limited to that. It's always like that. It's always doing that, whether the market's at all-time highs or not. And if you go back and look at my examples of where I'm taking trades and where I'm entering, you're going to see I'm entering on those quadrants. Just like that. Just like that, when the PD array forms at a very specific time. So there's 3 components to this recipe. See, this is the winner's casserole, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. And none of it requires any old, archaic, outdated, ineffective retail logic. No concept of old is being utilized. It's all fresh, piping hot right from the oven of ICT. And this baker never runs out of yeast. Calling the intermediate term high. Every individual daily high and key intermediate term swing intraday, every day since then, it's right on these quadrants. Right there with the PD array. Think about it, folks. That's not luck. Oh, no, it's not luck. And John Murphy wishes he had chapters with this stuff in it. I guarantee you that book would be a New York bestseller right now if he started putting some good old-fashioned smart money concepts by ICT in there. Everybody be scrambling. Whoo, did you hear about this new book? This new book. This guy, look at him. He's talking about the wicks. Bro, this is the sauce. This is the sauce. Woo, we are here, baby. I'm on a boat, baby. Pack our bags, we're going. That would be it. Everybody would be lit. Because it seems like a disruption to the status quo. Things have always been this way, but now it's different. What's different? What is different? The language, baby. The language. See, everybody in the winner's circle now, we're all talking the same language. And everybody outside the winner's circle, they're still on Rosetta Stone trying to find that language. They're trying to listen to people that don't quite have the interpretation. So they ad lib and they make up little things, quirky little things. The algorithm's going to do this. The algorithm's going to stop working. This is going to do this. This is going to do that. This is the real this. And this is. Can you set your watch to what they're saying about the marketplace? Because you can do it with mine. I'm just saying. It's not a brag. It's facts. It's not bragging when it's fact. And see, that's the problem, you Generation Z. You have a problem with someone like me because I'm not going to allow you to pretend that you discovered it on your own. I'm not going to allow you to lie and say it's rebranded and repackaged because that's a lie. Everybody's using my concepts the way I taught them. If they were rebranded, everybody would go into a source material and using the logic that's taught in that source material that's apart from me. And because it doesn't exist, they have to speak the way I taught it. That's why you can tell without any time long spent with them, listening to them, you'll know that they learned from me or one of my students. The way they talk. But the language I created. That language is a way for you to decipher future price action. It's a way for you to learn past price action. So that way, by repetition, just like lifting a weight, you're going to get stronger. Keep doing it. You got to be consistent with it. You can't just work out once a month and think, well, I don't know why I'm getting no results here. Because you're not being consistent. The same reason why people fail at weight loss, the same reason why they fail at becoming fit and tone or muscular or stronger or more flexible is the lack of any measure of consistency. They're inconsistent. The only consistency they have is the consistency of inconsistency. They maintain a consistency that they are not going to show up when they should. Which retail logic is the market going to use this week coming up? I'm doing a poll right now. This is a poll. What retail logic is gold is it going to use this week? Is it going to be Elliott Wave? Is it going to be supply and demand? Is it going to be Wyckoff? Is it going to be Bollinger Bands? What's it going to be? Moon cycles? The planets are shifting. In a couple weeks, a couple planets going to be in retrograde, so therefore the market's going to do what? I don't know. It has nothing to do with the planets. But they'll hook you with that if you're stupid. If you're silly and you don't have common sense, every new thing that comes out is going to hook you. Larry Williams had a whole chapter about the phases of the moon. And he put his little full moon and new moon scribbles on his chart and said, look at this. When the full moon does this, or when the market's trading at a full moon or a new moon, the market does this and does that. Okay, go forward with it and do something with it. Well, that's just an observation. So why'd you put it in the book? Filler. He didn't need to have that stuff in that book. And what I'm referring to is the book that he wrote in the 1970s, How I Made $1 Million Trading Commodities Last Year. Everybody should have that book. Because the things that he taught about open interest in there, that still works today. Premium markets versus a carrying charge market. Now, when I say that, see that they hear that word premium. Oh, see, that's where he learned it from. Premium and discount. Look at that. We got you. We trapped you, ICT. You just gave it up right there. Freudian slips. Read the book and you'll see what I'm talking about. That book still holds true today. I swear to you, there has never been another futures commodity trading book that is better than that book. Hands down, never been another book in trading commodities better than that book. And you think, wait a minute, man. You read the reviews and people say, and these are people that are stupid. Okay. And I mean that. They're stupid. They're literally foolish. And you can tell that they're teenagers, okay, or in their early 20s. Oh, this book is so outdated. You know why they say that? Because he's showing you charts from the 1970s. He's showing you examples of this is what he was teaching with. How's he going to teach? How's he going to teach? He can't show you a chart until the chart's there. Here's the concept. Here's the principle. But the things he taught in that book still hold true today. They're central tenets to why the commodity market does what it does. But now we're going to take a huge step forward and leave that. Okay? I do not believe that book's reference material should be considered retail logic. That's why I said buy it. That's why I said buy it. Larry, you're welcome, by the way. I get no kickbacks for this as a means of disclosure. I have no affiliates with anyone. I would never have an affiliate with anyone. Because as soon as my affiliation with someone and they monetize my opinion, then I'm a liar. Because I could say something that millions of you would go out there and buy because it would benefit me financially. I have nothing like that. I turn down that stuff every single week. See, you don't understand that. You think that, maybe there's a secret affiliate that I'm doing behind the scenes. What am I pushing on you? TradingView asked for it. I said no. All the other brokers out there have asked me. I said no. Other big names in education have asked me to do partnerships with them and pay me. It's always the same. Respectfully, I appreciate that you're willing to offer that to me, but I have been consistent with this my entire time as a educator. I am not going to do that. Why? Why does that matter to me? Because my opinion is genuine and it's not being purchased. It's not being influenced. If I say something's good, I'm telling you, I believe it from my own experience because I have it, because I bought it, I paid for it. It wasn't given to me. I find value in this. If I'm going to learn from someone, I want their response to my inquiry. I want their time and energy in teaching and conveying an idea or referencing or product or service. I want it to be organic. Did you pay for this? Do you pay for this out of your pocket? Or is it being given to you? Are you being rewarded when other people subscribe to it? Because if that happens, it leaves you wondering how much is being influenced by the paycheck on the other side of that. And some of you young folks don't get that part because you just want to get tapped in. You want to plug in. You don't need it. But the things that you do need, you have to have a wholehearted faith in what you're dealing with is valuable information or it's a valuable product. And largely, retail concepts are basically BS. They're coincidences. And they don't agree. If the markets worked off of that logic, you would see all of it coming together and agreeing at the same time. And you would see that argument they're now starting to build with my concepts. Well, we can't beat ICT. You know, it's too good, it's too perfect, it's too consistent. Everybody's making the most money using it. Everybody's now teaching it, rebranding my stuff that's supposed to be rebranded something else. Why they can't go out and just use the stuff that I supposedly rebranded? See, I killed the Wyckoff angle. It's destroyed. Just like when I start talking about the order block, it took very little time for me to destroy the supply and demand aspect that people were trying to use there too. We cut through candles. We're not talking about fresh demand, fresh supply zone. Man, that was some fun times. That was fun. I'm going to be honest with you. That was some fun stuff. But retail logic would all agree. If it was based on that, if the markets really worked on that stuff, they would all agree. It would all be what they say. We're all trading the same thing. We're all trading Fibonacci's. We're all trading liquidity. That's funny. That is an interesting observation because I think there's one person, I'm looking around over the last 30 years, and there has never been another person talking like the guy shouting to you right now. But we've all been trading this way. Come on, man. Come on. I didn't just step off the boat yesterday, buddy. Okay. This has got to have some credibility applied to it. Where are you getting that from? That's just a new angle. That's just a new angle to discourage you and say, you know what? You're right, ICT, but I'm never going to say it publicly. But we're just going to tap out and say, you know, we're all trading the same things anyway. Well, it's funny because I don't see them getting in there at the consequent encroachment of a fair value gap like I do and use 1.5 handle stop losses and dare the market to hit it and it doesn't. You don't see that. You don't see one 20-year-old kid learning how to talk like me and my profitable students doing that. Do ya? No, you don't. So don't pretend. Don't bring the rhetoric like you do it, because you don't. You didn't discover anything but me. And some of you are disheartened because you didn't find me enough. Just be thankful that you did. Just be thankful. It gets better. It gets better. There's no upsell. There's no mentorship to swipe a credit card for. And I don't lose interest in teaching it. So all you repackaging guys out there, you have a broad, bright future, baby. You got fresh coming. And it won't break me. I don't lose sleep over that. I know what you guys are doing. I get it. I get it. You need to eat. You need to find your place in the world. I get it. But for the people that want to learn, stop looking to follow attention-seeking people. I promise you, the most sincere advice I can give you is that. Because if they had your best interest in mind, they really wanted to teach because they love what they do and they can do it regardless and make money, they would do it for free. They would do it for free. I promise you they would do it for free. If they were really rich, if they could really make hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day, anytime they want to sit down in front of a chart and do that, they would teach for free. The greatest of all time, they were the GOAT. Instead of showing themselves flying around on an airplane that was paid for by mentorship people paying, they would teach for free. But they need that income. They need that money. They need it. And for the folks who want to know, ICT model together so you can sell it on ad revenue. You know what I earn a day on ad revenue? You ready for this? You ready? $500 a day. Holy smokes, man alive. I'm getting ready to go down to Virginia and buy a Z06 for $170,000 cash. And I promise you, ad revenue can't pay for that. I promise you it can't, okay? It can't do it. Listen, all the penny pinching, counting, pocket watchers out there, they're always going to come. If you put yourself out there in the world, they're going to come at you too. Because these people are constantly hateful and miserable. If they were profitable, if they knew what they were doing, they don't have time to be negative. There's no point in being negative. If these people are successful traders and they make money, why are they so angry all the time? I'm walking around like I got Viagra in me every single day. I'm happy about it all. I'm happy when people are making money. I don't care if it's with my stuff or not. It's great when it is, but I love seeing success stories. I love seeing other people do well. I love seeing other people overcompensate, okay, for the weaknesses they hold on to and disarm themselves. So, you know what? I'm not going to hold that anymore. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to start looking at things differently. I'm not going to dwell on the things that I can't do well right now because I know I'm working toward doing it better in the future. And I'm not going to be discouraged by anybody that says otherwise. If your circle of influence, you're letting people into your circle of influence and they're prideful and they're beating their chest and they're the best and they're the GOAT and they can do, nobody's be able to do it better than them and blah, blah, blah. And they got a price tag at the end of it. Join my so-and-so. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's a sales pitch. And I promise you, $1 to a donut, that my sales pitch is better. I'm free. I am the definition of free. I don't need to do anything for money. I don't ever need to trade again. I don't ever have to teach anything because I've taught how you're supposed to do this.